What's up, guys? Nerd Help Desk here. Today we're going to be talking about original Nintendo repair. I know this doesn't, go with what I normally do, but I've always wanted, do a video about this. And if you have an old Nintendo laying around, which most likely you do, it might have this problem where you press the power button and the power button blinks on and off, or it won't read games. And this is going to be fixing, the blinking problems. Most problems that you're going to have with a Nintendo, this is going to fix it. However, it is going to require purchasing something. You will have to purchase a new cartridge slot. You can get these on eBay for $5 shipped. They're very cheap. They're called 72-pin connectors. So just eBay 72-pin connectors and get a pair of those. Or get a couple of them. You might want to fix your friend's NESs or something, because a lot of people have these sitting around somewhere. They don't have the means to fix it, so you can fix it and, make money or something. So you need the 72-pin connector, and you're also going to need just, a standard multi-screwdriver. So, like I said, if you're sticking the games in like this, and you're pushing the power button, and then it's blinking, or it's not reading the game, or you have to do it 500 million times to get it to read a game. Now, don't forget that it might be the cartridge that's dirty. Try another game or something. Just, narrow it down to the cartridge thing. It might be the power supply. You might want to check that. But let's go ahead and start taking this apart. We have the NES on its back, and now we need to remove 6 screws to get the bottom to come up. Alright, we got the screws taken off the bottom. Just pull the top off there. Next, you're going to need to remove the screws around the RF shield. Just go around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just get all of them so you can pull this piece of metal up. Alright, once you get those off, just pull up on that. Get that, set that aside. Alright, so now you can see the cartridge bay right here. There's also a procedure called disabling the NES 10 chip, or the lockout chip. I highly recommend that you disable the lockout chip, but if you want to be sure that you're going to get it fixed, you might want to disable the lockout chip. It's on the motherboard. It's easy. Just cut a pin and then you go. But what we need to do now is unscrew these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws holding in this plastic bit right here. Once you got those screws out, keep in mind that the screws that go right here, the silver ones are a little bit longer, so you need to keep those separate. But you want to pull back and up on it to get it to come out. And you got the plastic thing out. Alright, you want to take 2 screws off right here. That's going to let the motherboard come up. Let's see. Yeah, there's 1 screw right here. Didn't fully take out. So, flip this over and you're going to see these connectors right here. Go ahead and unplug those. I'm going to unplug those real quick. There we go. Got them out. Alright, pull this up. Also, if you might want to pull this one out too. Alright, so now we're holding the actual motherboard for the Nintendo. If y'all can see right there on the motherboard, this is the NES 10 chip. This is the pin that you need to cut if you want to disable the NES 10 chip. I encourage you to do more research on the NES 10 chip before you actually cut it, but since you already have this open, you might as well disable it. It's the 4th pin right here. You just need to chop that off and then you'll be good. But let's go ahead and swap out the pins. So now we have the motherboard out. We just take this part off right here. It slides up. Be very careful. Alright, so there is our old one. And notice how it was sitting. Go ahead and get your new cartridge out. Brand new. Alright. See how that was going. Yep. Right there. Sits in there like this. It's going to be a tight fit. So you need to get that sucker in there pretty good. There we go. So now we put in the new pins, and basically we just put it all back together. So put the metal shielding back on, plug your pins back in. Alright, put your plastic piece back on, or the tray. Slide that back on there. Make sure that the underside is going under the motherboard. There's a piece that might slide that way. Then place it. Make sure the wires are not going to, cover any of the holes. Place it back into its rest. Make sure that this is working right. Make sure all the holes are lining up correctly. Then put your screws in right here, and then screw in the tray back in. Make sure the silver screws go back where they go. Alright, once you got that screwed back in, you want to go ahead and test it out. Just plug everything in and test it out. Some websites that I've read saying when you first buy a new set of pins here, when you put your game in, you don't want to push down on it. So you just want to push it in and don't actually press it down. A lot of people say that it encourages the wear and the pins will stay better and work longer if you just put it in like that. So once it starts wearing down, when you just push it in like that and it doesn't work, then you can push it down. As you can see, it's very stiff if I push it down right now, so it's just going to wear it out faster. But yeah, I've already tested it and it works. If you're still getting the blinking light, disable the NES 10 chip if you haven't already, and make sure nothing's obviously broken. But yeah, go ahead and put everything back together. Alright, only after a couple minutes we have this thing running great. We replaced that pin set in there and disabled that NES 10 chip, or the lockout chip. I never really explained what that chip does. That's the chip that detects the region for the game, so you actually made your Nintendo region free by doing that, if you can interface the games in properly. So yeah, the NES itself is region free when you do that, and it's one last connection that has to be made, and you have those new pins. And like I said, with the new pins, you're most likely just going to have to put it in and push like that to get it to play. You don't want to push down. It's just going to make it worse. Just pull it in, and there we go. So that should have fixed your NES, not playing games, blinking light. Just major, the only problems these things ever have. And this pin replacement's going to last for a long time. As long as you don't abuse it, it should last as long as the time and space. I don't know. I can't really tell you. Just a couple tools. The only thing you have to buy is this. Like I said, eBay. So if this helped you out, guys, let me know in the comments below. Like the video, and I'll see you guys later.